To be authentic, that is speaking, living your truth, no matter the circumstances. And I know it's really hard to do, but no matter the circumstances and no matter the outcome. So being true to yourself, living in integrity, speaking your integrity is really how we can stay in alignment and with that authenticity. And we need to let go of the fear of the judgment around it. Because what I found is the more, even though it hasn't always been blissful, but the turning point for me where I realized I really needed to start to speak my truth, because I'd been denying myself my truth for a while, and that was in my marriage. And when I finally admitted to myself that I wasn't happy, and then I could speak with my partner, my husband at the time, and let him know I wasn't happy, regardless of how that played out, I had to speak that truth. And, the way that conversation went, it did trigger a separation and, we're no longer together. But I had to honor myself enough to really stand up for myself and back myself. And, at one point I said to him, I had to get radically honest. I just have a fluffy puppy trying to steal something off the coffee table right now. She's just got off. I was gonna have to go and run. We need to get radically honest and live from that. Recognize if we're wavering from that. Sometimes there's really ingrained patterns that seem quite harmless at the time. And we can have little patterns where we might exaggerate that story, the old fishing story of like, my fish was this big, and we can feel it. We feel it when people aren't being their true self. We feel it when they're out of their integrity, and it makes us question. And then when you're actually in the presence of somebody who is 100% authentically being themselves, even if you don't agree with them, you respect them, and you have that connection of like, I can't deny that you are 100% your true self right now. I don't agree with some of the things that you say, but I can love you anyway. How amazing is that as a human?
It's all lining up. It's spirit and self, our emotions, our human self lines up, and it's our human self that knows. We know when we're not in alignment. We know when we're veering off track. And I kind of think of it like, we always have this center, right? Our center is, we are already authentic. Every single person on the planet is already an authentic being.
Yes. Yes.
Our spiritual being.
That's our natural state. Yes. Yeah.
Human self, who looks outside of ourself for love, validation, acceptance, and approval, to look out there instead of going, what does my human need right now? We're asking the questions, the answers are already coming in.
Already.
Our higher self for the authenticity around it.
Yes. Yes.
Real here in what has happened. What is for me and what is real.
Yep. Yes. I think that's a really good point. Our authentic alignment is our natural state, and when we live from that space, we're living from the inside out. So we are living our lives out in the world, but we're taught to live from the outside in, to get feedback not from our inner compass, to get feedback from our environment and all of the other factors around us, and to then live life based on those surroundings, the relationships, the opinions, and the judgments of other people, and how we think we will be perceived, and living from the outside in. And, really coming to our decisions and taking action from that aligned place is how we can unapologetically show up in the world, because nobody can deny your truth or how you're feeling when it is your truth. They can try, and we can go into the whole like arguments around levels of evolution when people do try to deny you what your truth is, and that's a whole other conversation that we'll I don't think we'll go there. But, you know, you can't deny that when it's your truth. Nobody can deny that. And, you know, that's when you can really sleep well at night. That's when your inner spark turns on and people say, wow, like, you're really bright and shiny. And it's like, yeah, because I'm just me. I've taken off all these layers. I've left all of the heavy winter coats at the door, and I am just showing up as me in my authenticity, and people see it.
Time for us to really step into the truth of who we are. And, you know, it's so cliche, but it's like everyone else is taken.
Yes.